Many expected the worst when Donald Trump, the first avowedly white nationalist to be elected American president since Ronald Reagan, welcomed to the White House a South African delegation led by President Cyril Ramaphosa. After all, Trump had recently given refugee status to 49 white South Africans, claiming that whites were victims of a country-wide genocide. During a sometimes testy White House meeting, Trump ambushed his guests with prepared video clips showing anti-white diatribes from opposition politician Jacob Zuma. Trump also presented the mostly black South African delegation with newspaper cuttings of recent murders. Ramaphosa responded calmly, pointing out that the country's shocking crime rate affects all races. President Ramaphosa was obliged to tolerate Trump's fear-mongering because of his desire to protect South Africa's trading relationship with America. So, here is what President Ramaphosa could have told President Trump, if truth mattered more than bias to the American president. More than 30 years after the great Nelson Mandela left his prison cell to become president of the Rainbow Republic, some 5% of South Africans, most of whom are white, own about 85% of the country's wealth. Over 50% of South Africans, who are predominantly black, own less than 1% of South Africa's riches. White South Africans still own approximately 72% of privately owned land and commercial farmland, despite accounting for less than 10% of the population. White-owned businesses continue to dominate the country's mining sectors, despite policies like black economic empowerment. Black Africans continue to experience the lowest average incomes and highest joblessness rates. Underfunded and segregated black schools during apartheid created a lasting educational deficit for black children. Race in South Africa continues to shape life chances and access to opportunity. Some blacks are resentful of the privileges enjoyed by whites and want faster and more substantive change. But does that mean that white South Africans, some 8% of the total 64 million population, are really facing extermination? Do most white South Africans really believe that they are victims of a genocide? Of course not.